Yeah, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be looking at how to place images and buttons like this side by side in a Divi theme. By default, Divi stacks buttons and images instead of placing them side by side. So today we'll be looking at how to do this. Um, let's get started. Yeah, so when you place your images in a Divi theme, you get to see them like this, stacked like this. So this is the initial or default way it is placed on in your website, in your web pages. So now we want to go ahead and place them side by side. The first thing I'll do is I want to try and make you understand how this is done so that you can do it with any element or any page builder that you find this difficulty in. So yes, it's a simple process and one that you learn from. Quite a number of things you learn. So let's continue. So you right click in your browser and then you click on inspect. Okay. So we see a panel pop up, and then what do we want to do here? We want to check a particular CSS rule that we can adjust. We can make adjustment to. Now, there's something called block element and inline element in CSS or in HTML rather, and um, to make adjustment to a layout of a web page, you need to make adjustment or edit the block element, not the inline element. So the inline element will not have any adjustment made to it. Might have effect on the particular item, but it won't affect the layout. Now notice that we want to work on the layout of this page, that is placing images side by side and buttons side by side. So that is an adjustment to the layout. So what do we need to do? We need to find a CSS rule that applies to this buttons parent. So that is a block element that wraps this button. So now let's check out the button. We click on this icon at the top left of the inspect panel. Click on it, and then we can click on the item we want to inspect. Okay, so now we are seeing the image tag, and an image tag is not a block element, it is an inline element. So what do we need to do? We need to go up a little. Span is also although it's a block element, but I think I'll go straight to a higher parent, which is the div. The div is officially a block element. So what do we need to do here? We need to look at the class of this div. So the first class we are seeing is et_pb_image, and that's the class I'll be going for. I've gone ahead to test this already, so I've tried with this et_pb_underscore model, and it affects every single model. So what I want to work on is this image. I can go ahead and do for the model, and let's see. We'll try for the two of them. Let's start with the first one. So we can right click or double click rather, double click on this rule, then select the second one, copy. So we click on the page settings of our Divi theme. So page settings, and then we go to advanced, and then come to custom CSS, and then here we want this rule to apply to our desktop screen and our tab screen, and we don't want this to have any effect on our mobile screen. So what do we do? Write a rule that make sure it doesn't do that, doesn't affect the mobile. So it's a media only screen, and minimum width 760 pixel. Okay, and then we write yeah, so we give it curly brace. Okay, having some errors here, so let's see what the problem is. And okay, yeah, that was the problem. Okay, so now continue. Then we paste what we just copied. Okay, there's no paste there, so Ctrl V. Then we have to make sure it's a class, so the dot shows that it's a class, and then you put in our curly braces and display inline block. Okay, display inline block. So what do we see here? Already we see that yeah, doesn't do well. It's affecting it in a very bad way. I don't know why it's like this. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead. What's happening right now actually is the whole div, the whole model is placed inline. Yeah, so this is bad. So what do I do? Instead of this, I use the image instead of this et underscore pb underscore model. I go for image. Okay, image, which is the first CSS class we saw. So that, I think that's better. So image, yeah, so the button still remains the way it is, or it was rather, and then I can give it a margin of what's this? Oh, WordPress Divi theme actually refreshes after some minutes or so seconds, so you have to do that back. Yeah, so we have to save, or let me just put it in the margin right away. Margin, and give it 10 pixels, and there, that's it. So do this and save quickly before it refreshes. Yeah, so if you check out, close the panel. So if you check it out, see that it's better. Yeah, so do the same for the button. We right click again, inspect, click on the selector tool icon around there. So we click on the button, rather click on the button, and then yeah, so we go ahead and we're looking for the we're looking for a CSS class inside the div. Yeah, inside the a container, a wrapper for the button. Remember that we're looking for a block element, not an inline element. So a div is a block element, and it contains this button here. So we just click the button. Let me go ahead and click it again. Okay, so that's it. That's the button. Okay, look at it. This button here. Okay, so this button is wrapped in the div, and there's a div that we want to make inline. So how do we do that? So we look for the best possible CSS class. I've gone ahead to check it out. What you can do is try out each class and see the one that gives you the best result. So instead of wasting much time or more time, instead of wasting more time, I'll just pick this because this worked for me. Yeah, so copy, then I go straight to the page settings, and then yeah, advanced custom CSS. And this time we don't have to create that, write this at media only screen anymore because it's already there. That is just need to add this down. So dot control V, and then yeah, so you can copy this rule, these two rules, control C, and then paste, control V. So quickly save, and so we can see that this looks way more better, although this is the tab rather. So if you close this, you see that it's placed better, you know, in a better way. So you can see that it looks way better than it was before. Check the tab view. Okay, so we see that in this case the buttons are shooting out a little, but this can be adjusted with you know, in your module settings, you know, add some margin to the left for the tab only, so so for example, if I do this, yeah, design spacing, then I choose the tab only, and then the left, just give it some margin, yeah, so basically 40 or so. Okay, this is good. Yeah, so I just do the same for this, design spacing, left, no, click on this first, left, do 38, I think 8 pixels, 8. Okay, so basically you have that. Yeah, so your desktop looks good. Tab looks good. Then okay, so I think the rule the margin affected and mobile as well, Divi theme. Anyway, so for this we don't want this, we want this to be 0 or nothing at all, nothing at all. Okay, 0. For this 31, yes, and this nothing, this 0. Okay, oh, let's see. So make it 0, yeah, for mobile. For this it can be 38 or whatever you want it to be. Then also for this same thing, for mobile it is 0, and then for tab it is 31. Okay, so 31, that one is 38, but you know, it's okay, it's good. So I think it's okay like this. Yeah, so I've been able to, you know, place this in the way I want it to be. think it's good. Now another thing is this: what if you have other images probably in the same page underneath, and then or even in your the whole of your just for this page, and then probably you have other um, sections and rows, and they have their own images and buttons, and then you want to just don't want them to be placed side by side like this. You want them to be stacked. So what do you do? So what you do is apply CSS rule for this particular row alone. For this row alone. So what do? We go here, we go to advanced, go back to this. Okay, go to this particular column where you have this style attached to these buttons. So you come here, you go to advanced, you give it a class, and the CSS class, which is let's call it header okay, image icon. Okay, so you click OK. All right. So once that's done, so you go back to this, and then you go to advanced, go to CSS. So you put that here, dot header image icon. Okay, and the same for this as well. Okay, dot header image and icon. Okay, so click on this, click on save. Now this will only affect this column, the buttons and the. So what if you want to attach on this rule to affect only the buttons and images in this particular column? You don't want it to affect in any other column or in any other row for that matter. What do you do? So you make sure that this column has a particular CSS class that you also attach to your page setting, the rule that you wrote in your page setting. So how do you do that? You come here, click on the row setting, click on this column setting, that's the first column, and then you give it a CSS class of whatever you want to put. So I'll just name it header image button. Okay, so you can copy this, then go back to your page setting, and then advanced, and then this, and then you paste that, and then you paste that. So now this affects only the buttons and the images on this column. So if you have other images and buttons in other columns or other rows, and you don't want them placed side by side like this, they will be placed, they'll be stacked. You might have bigger, wider images like this one here, and you want them stacked, not placed side by side. The rule that we wrote in the initial rule we wrote will affect all the images in this page, all the images and all the buttons in this page, and you might not want that. So what we did, the extra CSS class we added to this column, we make sure that they are placed side by side, and not that this column will be placed side by side, but it will affect other columns and other rows. And so thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment if you want me to create any other video concerning WordPress. And then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.